don't think I've ever been so excited to film a sit down video before in my life. I need to like compose myself because I'm so excited right now that I've tried to film this video already. My thoughts were just all over the place. Like I was just so scatterbrained. But hello, we've been home from Disney for a few days now. I knew when we got back that I wanted to take a few days off to just like soak everything up and enjoy it, because obviously we vlogged our whole trip, which I love doing, but I wanted to make sure that we really took some time to unwind and relax and reset when we got home. And now it's time to fill you guys in on everything. I was originally going to wait to upload the proposal video with a Q&A attached, but then I figured we could just do like a little catch-up vlog because I really want to get that video up as soon as possible for you guys and kind of show the progression throughout the day. Like I had no idea what was going on, and celebrate with our friends and all that stuff. And yeah, but I'm so excited to just catch up with you guys. You guys had a lot of like obviously engagement, wedding, all those questions, and I'm going to get to them, and we're just gonna catch up. It's gonna be so much fun. And yeah, I was thinking of having Matt in this video with me, but to be quite honest, Matt and his ADHD, I don't think he could sit still for an entire video. So I asked him all the questions myself, and I'm gonna give you guys the answers, but maybe I'll get him to like give you guys an update in the vlog and tell it from like his perspective. So without further ado, let's jump into it. The most asked question was if I knew it was coming, if I knew it was happening, story time. So we're gonna start with that. Short answer is I did not see it coming at all. I kind of had a feeling it was going to happen this year just because this is our 4th year together, and I don't know, I kind of just like had a feeling it would probably happen at some point this year, but I actually did not expect it to happen on a trip because I told Matt, and this is obviously like no offense to anyone who's had a Disney proposal, this is just us. I think just a big disclaimer in this video, this is just like our personal opinion. Just because we don't want to do something doesn't mean it's wrong or it's ugly or it's bad. It's just not for us. I told Matt that obviously Disney is super sentimental to us. It's our first trip together. It's where we told each other we loved each other. Like it's just a very sentimental place to us and we love it. But I knew I didn't want to get engaged in the parks. I really didn't want like a castle proposal or anything like that. As much as we love Disney, Disney is just a part of our relationship and who we are. And I wanted our engagement to be special, but to be kind of like subtly Disney. And so obviously with the photos, which I can put in if you didn't see them on Instagram or you didn't watch the video, but you wouldn't really know it's Disney unless you know it's Disney, and it's a very special place to us. He kind of had like slim pickings in terms of spots to propose at Disney. It was kind of like the boardwalk or the Poly Beach. That was like really it that wasn't in the parks. So I honestly did not go into this trip expecting him to propose at all. A lot of people were like, oh, but your nails were like so well done. And I pretty much always just have neutral nails to begin with, especially on trips. I just like to have neutral nails because I kind of usually do like brighter outfits. So if you watch our other Disney vlogs, like I kind of always just have a neutral nail going on. And I saw these on Instagram and I just thought they were really pretty. They're like a French tip chrome ombre. They're really nice. It just so happened that they ended up being really great engagement nails, but I pretty much always just have like a neutral nail at Disney. Same with the spray tan. I was just like, oh, I kind of want to be tan on this trip, and it was honestly great because I typically do my own self tanner and it never works out, so getting a spray tan was just awesome. I did not see it coming at all. I really honestly thought he would do it around like our birthdays or our anniversary, which is in September. But I'll give you guys a little story time in terms of like the proposal itself, because obviously you guys saw the vlog, but it was super short. We were at Animal Kingdom that day, and then we came back midday to take a break. The first day we were at Disney, we took our photos at the boardwalk, like I said, with Erica, and we got really good margaritas from the margarita stand. And also, keep in mind, Matt is a very private person, and so he was like, I really want to get some more photos on the boardwalk, but like just us. And I really didn't think anything of it. I was like, yeah, like let's do it. And Matt was like, oh, we should go grab margaritas at the boardwalk before we go to Epcot, which once again, if you like understand Disney locations, it's not like, it didn't catch me off guard because technically the Skyliner goes to like the boardwalk area, and we would just like get off, get a margarita, and then walk to Epcot. Like it wasn't out of the way or anything. So we got to the boardwalk, we got margaritas, and then we found this really cute little like wedding chapel thing almost, and so we took photos there. They just like, the lighting, it was super sunny, everything was like backlit, the lighting just wasn't working out anywhere. That's why I totally think where he proposed is just like a meant to be spot. So we took photos there, they didn't really work out, so we kept walking, and there is a spot on the boardwalk that I like have always thought would be the perfect proposal spot because it has like the beach club and the boardwalk in the background. It's so beautiful, and we took some photos there with the photographer. So Matt was like, hey, let's go over to that spot again and maybe we can get someone to take our photo. So we walk over there. I still didn't really think anything of it. I will say that when you get to a certain point in your relationship, at least for me, like when we hit the 3-year mark, you kind of just start to think it's gonna happen like every trip, every occasion, but like you don't really, like it's like a split second that you're like, oh, maybe he'll propose. I thought he proposed at Christmas. I thought he was gonna propose at Easter. I thought he was gonna propose in New York City. So like for a split second before we left for the trip, I was like, oh, maybe he'll propose, but like nothing more than that. I didn't really have a gut feeling. Also, he wasn't acting weird at all. Like I could not read him at all. He wasn't acting nervous or anything, because I was trying to like catch on to see if he was gonna propose, but not because I thought he was. I was just trying to like catch him and be sneaky, and he was not acting nervous at all. He was so chill. And I remember looking at his pocket and I didn't see a box, so I was like, oh yeah, he's definitely not proposing. We're literally just taking photos. Like I can just like relax. Like I was a little nervous. I was like, I can just chill. So we get to the spot and we asked this lovely couple to take our photo. We put the self timer on my camera, and then I also just had the vlog camera rolling, which I always just have the vlog camera rolling at Disney because I like to get like, you know, shots of us like walking out on the water and stuff like that. So it wasn't even weird that like my vlog camera was out. Like I didn't put it out expecting to propose. It's just like always kind of rolling at Disney. And we took these photos and they were so backlit, and I remember thinking to myself, oh my gosh, I really hope he doesn't propose right now, because these photos are gonna turn out like just not good at all. I had our stuff like on like a ledge. He was like, oh, and I was like, oh, these photos aren't really turning out. And then I said, let's go walk out towards the water. I want to get like a vlog clip of us just like walking out towards the water. And then Matt was like, yeah, let's grab some pictures of us just like out at the water. Little did I know, I guess Matt had the ring in his pocket the whole time, not in the box, because that would have obviously been suspicious. And so then you guys obviously know what happened. We walked out to the water, and then Matt said, I have been meaning to ask you something. He did not give me a whole speech, which a lot of people asked, just because he knew he was gonna be nervous, and I'm so glad he didn't, because I would have blacked out and not remembered anything. Like I'm so glad it was just like super simple and very us. And so yeah, that's like the little story time of how it happened. I did not see it coming at all, like on the trip at all, because I knew it was gonna have to be in a very specific spot, and it was gonna be like kind of hard to pull off. So yeah, I asked you guys on Instagram and YouTube if you had any questions for me, just because once again the like proposal vlog was so short. So let's jump into it. Okay, I was gonna like separate the engagement and like the wedding planning questions, but honestly we're just gonna throw them in whatever order. So a lot of people were asking if we've set a date, how long we're wanting to wait. Definitely not 2023. May is our like memory month for us, which basically is just like the month, like just coincidentally the month everything has happened. It was the month of our first date. It was the month that we moved in, the month we bought our house, the month that we got engaged. Originally we were considering September, which is our dating anniversary. We just have weddings in September the next 2 years, and obviously we can do whatever we want, but I didn't want to go into like, for example, like my best friend's wedding, which this is awkward because we haven't gotten to save the date yet, but hopefully she invites us, and then be stressed about my own wedding that month as well. So we've pretty much decided we will do May. We're just not sure. I mean, we're in the very beginning stages, but we're both just like so excited that we just like want to plan everything out. But May 2024 or 2025, we haven't really decided yet. Will you be taking Matt's last name? I have not decided yet. You guys know there's just some like family stuff going on, and to be honest, I would be okay getting rid of my last name, but I also considered hyphenating, and then I also considered taking my mom or my stepdad's last name and then hyphenating with Matt's and just like doing a whole new experience and replacing my middle name. So I haven't really decided yet, but my name on socials won't change since it's like my legal business name, but I haven't decided. I just feel like Carter Paquette, it just doesn't sound good because I have an English first name and Matt has a French last name, but I was thinking like Carter Sullivan Paquette, but then a lot of people were DMing me that have hyphenated names and are like, oh my god, I hated it growing up. So I don't know. I think when we do have a kid though, like they will take Matt's last name, which is why I kind of want to hyphenate, but I've got time to figure it out. A lot of people are asking if we've changed our minds and want to go more traditional. No, we still plan on eloping. The plan is to like elope in some sense, like not anywhere crazy, like destination or anything, just elope and then rent like a brewery or a restaurant to celebrate with our loved ones. But like I don't want, I'll get into that after. A lot of people are asking like what non-traditional things you want to do, but yeah, we do want to elope, like just us two and like a photographer, and then probably like, my best friend like Brianna and Corey will probably be there just to like get vlog clips because we're not going to get a videographer. We plan on eloping just the two of us and then having a big party after somewhere. Where do you want a honeymoon? As of right now, we've talked about it. The plan is to do a mini honeymoon, and then so like let's say for example we get eloped, married, whatever in May. I'm just gonna say get married because it just wedding, marriage, like I don't want to have to keep saying elope and party, so wedding. If we get married in May, the plan is to take a trip to Disney, like a mini moon for, I don't know, 5-6 days. And then in the fall, we're thinking, I mean, you guys know, we just got engaged. We're just chatting because we're so excited, but we thought maybe of doing like Europe for the first time and doing, I don't know, maybe like a weekend. I don't know. We don't like being away from home very long, so that's why I'm nervous to do Europe, but maybe doing Paris, like a few days at Disneyland Paris, of course, and then something a little bit relaxing, but who knows? We have lots of time to figure it out. Okay, a lot of people were asking if I picked my ring out or if we went ring shopping, and I did pick my ring out, but we did not go ring shopping. I'm super hard to surprise, but I love surprises. Like, I eat that shit up. And so I knew if we went ring shopping, for me personally, I just would know it's coming soon. I really want it to be a total surprise. About 1.5 years ago, I found this Etsy seller who made moissanite rings. I had no interest in having a diamond just for like ethical reasons. And I really wanted to support a small business. You guys know that's so important to me. And I know that you can get like ethically sourced diamonds, but another thing too is I didn't really care about the price of a ring. I know some people like really are into that and whatnot. I personally think that the proposal is of more value than like your ring. I also am very clumsy and I had no desire having an expensive ring, and to me it just like didn't really matter. So I didn't really, you know, do the whole like 3-month salary rule or like 5 figures or even like 4 figures. Like that to me it's just an item we knew we wanted to save in. And so I found this ring and it was really affordable. It was from a Canadian like small business on Etsy, and I sent it to him. I sent him my ring size and I said like, when the time comes, this is what I want. I didn't try it on or anything. I just like fell in love with it because it's very like vintage, timeless. So yeah, I technically picked my ring out, but we didn't go ring shopping. Did Matt talk to your parents before he did it? Not to ask your hand, but more as a heads up respect. Yes, that was super important for me, for him to like ask my dad for permission. My dad is super old-fashioned in like a good way, like not in a bad way, but I knew that that was really important to my dad as well and to my parents in general. So Matt did ask them a few months ago. It's still gonna be in the wedding / elopement. So we've like talked about it. Logistic wise, I'm not sure if it's gonna like work out. I would love her to be in like our elopement. I already found this like really cute dog bandana. It says like dog of honor. It's so cute. So we'd love her to. If she isn't, she'll obviously be in like some photos, but yes, the plan is for her to be there in some sense. Did you get your ring customized? I just customized yesterday. My fiance paid for it. No, my ring is just from an Etsy shop. A lot of people were asking how long we've been together. Well, technically 4 years. Our first date was in May of 2019. Did you know how long he bought the ring before proposing? I think he said he's had it like 6 to 8 months. I think that's what he said. He was just waiting, not for the perfect time, because he kept saying like there's no perfect time, but just for like the right moment. You feel even more secure in the relationship after the engagement? I feel like maybe something even a little shifts, like this man wants to be with me for life kind of security. Yes and no. I don't really feel like it's shifted anything. I feel like we've almost like re-entered the honeymoon stage again, if that makes sense. Or we're just like so lovey-dovey and like nothing the other person does can like bother us. Like yesterday I forgot to do the laundry and Matt was just like not even fazed by it. He was like, oh yeah, like it's okay, babe. Not really, honestly. And that sounds bad, but Matt and I like have known for a while that we were each other's person, like obviously buying the house and stuff and having Stella. To me, it didn't really change anything in terms of security. Like I've always felt very secure in our relationship and that we were like meant to be together and all that. But I definitely think that we've like re-entered this like lovey-dovey like honeymoon stage, but I don't think it's really like made me feel more secure, and not in a bad way. It's just I've always felt very secure in our relationship. Did you notice if Matt was acting suspicious and nervous? Like I said, no, he was not acting nervous at all. This man was pounding back snacks, which is why I was like, oh, he's definitely not proposing on this trip, because he's not acting nervous. And when Matt's nervous, obviously like when you get nervous you don't want to eat and like all that stuff. And do you have any specific food or dessert you want at your wedding? Definitely, I really want to either do like Italian like pizza or like a brewery. That just kind of feels our vibe. And I will move on to Instagram. You guys were coming through with the questions. I have so many. I did like a mini Q&A on my Instagram, but I know not everyone follows me on there, so I'll also answer those questions. A lot of people were asking for the ring deets, and I honestly don't know. I will share the Etsy shop down below. I'm not going to share my exact ring, like carat size and all that, just because I honestly don't know, and I just don't really think it matters. Like a lot of people were asking like, oh my god, how much do you pay for your ring? And I just like don't think it's relevant. Like who cares? I'll link the Etsy shop down below in case you guys are interested, but I just don't think, I don't know. I don't even like know anything. I'm just so happy with it. I don't care how many carats it is or any of that stuff. We're gonna do wedding planning content, and originally I wasn't going to because I didn't think anyone cared, but I realized it's like that kind of content. And when you guys DM'd me and was like, I really think you should, because it's evergreen content in the sense that like not everyone, like when you're wedding planning, not every subscriber is going to be wedding planning as well, but it's content that you can always go back to. I kind of agree, because I didn't really watch a lot of my favorite creators wedding planning stuff. Like I know that Lauren did some wedding planning videos, Lauren Welcome, So aka like Lauren Doan. So I might go back and watch hers now, but it's so true that it's just like evergreen content that like when people are interested in that phase of life, they'll watch it. So I definitely think I'm going to, even just like to have for us. And I'm gonna do tons of like finance videos and all that kind of stuff. So yes, there will be like wedding / eloping planning content. Did you give Matt ideas or rules for your ideal proposal? I did. I actually gave him a Google document because I am so type A. But my only rules were that it was not in front of either of our families. It was private, and I somehow had my camera, like I had the photos and the video. Not even for the vlog, but just to have the memories for ourselves. And then the rule was like he couldn't do it in the parks in like a cheesy spot. But other than that, he was free to like do whatever he wanted. If he wanted it indoors, outdoors, at home, in public, like wherever. Did the engagement spot have any significance to you both before, or is it now a new special place? So it does. That's where we took our first photo 4 years ago on our Disney trip, which I'll put it here for you guys on the boardwalk. So it's always kind of had a bit of a special meaning to us, but now it'll be extra special. And it's just kind of like, not, I wouldn't say it's full circle, but we actually ended up booking the boardwalk for the last 2 nights of our trip because I really wanted to try out the boardwalk and see if we liked it to buy DVC. And so it just like worked out that like we got engaged at the boardwalk and then we stayed at the boardwalk, and now the boardwalk will just always be so special to us. Band ideas. So my ring actually came with a matching band, but I do plan on getting one of these sets from the seller. I'll put a picture here of what I'm interested in. I love those kinds of sets. I just think they're very like vintage, timeless, classy. Will Matt be involved in planning too? Yes and no. Matt is very type B and I'm very type A, and he literally said the other day, this is like why I love you, because like he is just gonna show up to the elopement. You know, obviously we want to be on the same page about what we wanted to do. Like we both wanted to elope, and so we're both on the same page about what we want, and he'll obviously come to like look at venues and all that kind of stuff. So it is really important to keep him in the loop, but he's a pretty much like, I'll just do whatever, like not whatever you want, but he's gonna let me plan it, take care of the budget, all that kind of stuff. Is your family supportive of doing your vows eloping privately? I think so. My parents elope, so I know that they are, and we've kind of like put it, what's that expression, like put it in people's ears. Like for the last like 6 months or so, when everyone's asked like, oh, you know, like when are you guys getting married? Are you gonna have a Disney wedding? We've been like very upfront with people, like we do plan on eloping and having a party after, so it shouldn't come as like news to anybody. I truly think that the wedding is our day, and the best advice I got so far was do not let people's money influence your decisions, which I think is such important advice, because obviously it is so amazing when family and friends want to like financially help contribute to your wedding or your honeymoon or your elopement, but oftentimes it comes with like what they want to do, and it's just so important to do what you want to do. And a lot of you guys were so sweet. You didn't really ask questions, but you just said like, please just do what you want to do. And Matt and I are very strong-headed in that sense, that it's our day, and while some people might be disappointed originally, at the end of the day, like this day is for us and for our lives to be like, I guess, officially joined together. And so yeah, I hope that they're supportive because it's what we're doing. A lot of people were asking like if we've already kind of determined a budget. And yes and no. I've kind of started to like email some vendors just to get an idea, and I kind of started a spreadsheet. I would love to say all in all we'll spend about 10,000 Canadian, but I really don't know if that's feasible. Even like when you just elope, it's still expensive, and there are certain items to me that are worth splurging, which for me is really the venue and the photographer. I don't really want to elope somewhere, like there's nothing wrong with eloping somewhere free, but I really wanted it to be at a venue, and luckily a lot of the times now venues offer like elopement packages, which is significantly cheaper, and I really wanted it to be at a venue where we can like take all the photos and then invite our family there to take photos after as well, because I do want like all the group photos. I just don't want anyone there for our vows, and I want it to just be like our morning, which I'll get into after. So that's what I'm thinking, but with some wiggle room. Also, it just kind of depends on, that could be very naive of me to like set that amount. It might go up a little bit. Matt and I were just kind of trying to talk about like what would be comfortable for us. Yeah, but like for example, my dress, I'd rather have a few inexpensive dresses than one really nice dress. Like obviously want to have a long dress for our elopement and then a party dress that night. And so yeah, I don't know, that might be very naive of me to say $10,000 Canadian for everything, because we do want to rent out like a restaurant or a brewery after. We'll see. You guys will see all the budget videos, don't even worry. I got a lot of like wedding dress inspo, vibes of the wedding or elopement inspo, and I'll just put a Pinterest page here of like what our vibes are for our elopement. those are all the questions that I got so far. If you guys have any other ones, let me know down below. But I'm so glad we got a little catch up. I hope you guys are excited. Let me know if you guys want to see like wedding planning videos on their own or kind of integrated into the vlog. Let me know what you guys want. Thank you guys so much for all the love and support on all the content in the last week and the engagement and the proposal in general. I love you guys so much, and I cannot wait to share this next journey with you guys. Bye.